so much traveling the world. I'm currently at a hostel in Thailand. I love filming these videos. I love throwing the camera up at the end of the day and just yeah. Normally I can just throw the camera up wherever I want and just talk, but I'm currently budget traveling. And budget traveling means you don't get very much of your own space. I'm currently living in a 2-meter tent, which is pretty cool. It's a fun era. Honestly, I love my tent era. That's honestly my goal, is just go through different eras around the world. Does that make sense? When I was 18, I had an Australia backpacking era, and then I came home and I had a working summer era. I hate North America, oh my god. And then I had a Southeast Asia backpacking trip when I was, how old was I? I would have been 19. I traveled Southeast Asia for 10 months, and during that time I also lived in Vietnam for 4 months, and I lived in Bali for a month, and then I met this boy from Europe. In North Thailand there's this bike trail called the Mai Ha Song Loop, and he drove us through it, and it was absolutely amazing. It was such a good experience. This is something that helped me utilize my life a little bit more. So instead of thinking about your life as like one goal, think about your life in a series of moments. Once you're able to be in the exact moment, you can focus on it and utilize that moment to its absolute fullest in that moment. So the idea of like me sitting here right now, hey, I'm currently sitting by the river at my hostel in Thailand. What could I possibly do right now in this moment to make this the best ever? And just like utilizing potential. And that's what I encourage all of you guys to do. Please live your life. I was just thinking about that. I am so unbelievably grateful that I chose to start traveling. Please start traveling. Especially if you're young and you don't have any ties, you have no rent, no bills, nothing holding you down. You are never going to be as free as you are right now. So go travel, and you're never too old. I just think that everyone should be able to see the world. If this was your first backpacking trip, I would recommend for you to go to Southeast Asia. I promise you, it is not as hard as you think it is. If you trust yourself, you will excel in solo traveling. There's no reason to have fear. You can't tell me you don't love traveling until you try traveling. Because I find it so hard to believe, like on the entire world, there's not somewhere else that you would rather be living, but you're settling with where you are living. That's so cute. You guys actually would know it's really cute. So I have no friends, right? So I have no one to tell my goals, my dreams, nothing to. Just like my daily life. There was this one girl who I met at my hostel, and I was talking to her about it. She's the first person I've told in 6 months about how I'm doing this little content thing, and she was so nice. And the idea of just like, we are all human, we want to see each other succeed. I really do think that connection and human interaction is so important. One thing we could talk about is the distance when you're traveling. You essentially are living a completely different life than absolutely anyone else you know back home. You don't form an attachment to back home anymore. You're living your own separate, completely different life and building a new life, a new identity for yourself, because this old environment is gone. There's nothing holding you to who you were in that person. Honestly, traveling the world changed my life, and it's so crazy that not everyone does it. Like me coming here and having such a different time zone, I'm not connected to anyone back home. I'm so solo. It's actually crazy, you guys. Like, I've spent 90% of the past 2 years completely alone. Isn't that crazy? But it's not a bad thing. For the longest time, like since I remember, for the past like 2 years, I've been in such a me era where I've been focused on myself, to be honest, which is, I think, is really good. Like, if everyone did the inner work on themselves before they got to a relationship, the world would be a better place. Because how are you supposed to love someone else if you don't love yourself? Yeah, people are making me nervous, I guess.
For the kitchen.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I had to film that video in the main common area of my hostel because budget traveling, this is my only little bit of personal space in my $4 tent. And I realized that I was subconsciously whispering so the people around me didn't hear. I'm sorry if the audio is super quiet. It's the way it is. I'm just a girl. I get nervous filming in front of other people. I'm working on it, but at least I showed up. Thanks for watching. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.